What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Serial Productions. So did Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson absolutely pull off a miracle over at the DCEU? Well, according to Grace Randolph, and I'm taking this with a grain of salt, you guys, she's hitting on some targets and she hasn't on some. Now, according to Grace Randolph, that there is a 90%, this is coming to her, this is coming to her from her inside sources. 90% chance that Henry Cavill shows up in a cameo appearance as Superman in Black Adam, you guys. Now, prior to that, there was a bunch of talk about Superman showing up, but in another headless scene, which I cannot stand. It annoys me, and it's disrespectful to the character. It started off in Shazam at that post-credit scene. He shows up in the cafeteria. Then they did another one in, The Peacemaker. I can't stand that. I really can't. These stand-ins, these faceless appearances of these beloved superhero characters. I just want to know how true this is. Now, according to Grace Randolph as well, The Rock is looking to do something very different. Black Adam versus Justice League versus the Suicide Squad. It seems like Black Adam is going to be fighting everybody but Shazam at this point. Will Shazam be a part of the new potential lineup of the Justice League? That could be a possibility. I would love to see Shazam join the Justice League eventually, along with Green Lantern and Hawkman. The JSA is, showing up in this Black Adam film. But it looks like The Rock might have actually, kind of restored some kind of hope in the DCEU. Because before Black Adam, they didn't really have anybody that can really pack that punch. I mean, with Ben Affleck being out and, the uncertainty of Henry Cavill and, The Flash and, Wonder Woman 1984 being a terrible film, it was up in the air. And it still kind of is up in the air. I feel like with The Rock, he's very stern. And not only is he a big action star, he's a businessman. And being Black Adam is all about business. He's not going to star in this movie and have this movie be utterly crap and not make sure that there's a potential future that is ahead of him. The Rock always thinks 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 movies ahead. So if he's able to really regroup and bring everybody back together for a massive film. Now, granted, I don't think that Black Adam should go up against the Justice League because Superman could take that full by himself. Now, a sequel would be like, Black Adam versus Shazam and Superman would be awesome. But Black Adam versus the Justice League versus the Suicide Squad might be a little bit too ambitious at this point. Establish a little bit more certainty with your universe before you make any massive big, moves like that. We still have to get a Justice League 2 before a Black Adam versus Justice League film. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of uncertainties with these characters. There's still no main timeline, I feel like, especially when we're going to be dealing with Flashpoint and the Flash movie, with Michael Keaton's Batman showing up and multiple, Supergirl, and it gets a little confusing. So establish a little bit of certainty first and then move on with these characters. I think that should be the main goal. Now, granted, I would love to see Black Adam return. I cannot wait to see Black Adam next month. I'm really stoked to see that film. It looks fantastic. The action looks top notch. And that's something I feel like, DC does really well, is having great action. If Black Adam is a huge success, it's been a big year for DC. Now, granted, I don't think Black Adam's going to make anywhere north of $800 million. I think it'll pull in probably anywhere between $600 to $700 million at the box office. And I'm pretty sure, The Rock is really pushing, he's really marketing this film because he really wants this film to do well financially. When you have a film that does financially well with the studio, best believe you're greenlighting all kinds of sequels and spinoffs. Look at Joker. Joker was a massive success at the box office, and it got greenlit for a sequel that I heard that is going to be from the perspective of Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, and that's how she sees it, as sort of like a musical. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not too big on musicals. I'm really not. And when they announced that Joker 2 was going to be a musical, I was like, man, what a downgrade from the first film. Love the first film. It was one of my favorite DC films of all time. So it's a lot to take in with the DC world. It really is. But like I said, I'm still very much looking forward to Black Adam. Nobody really knows what the future of the Suicide Squad is going to be. I know James Gunn is probably working on a couple of spin-off series for HBO Max, or not for HBO Max, because I heard HBO Max is not going to, not going to be around much longer. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, or what other streaming service, Discovery Plus, he's going to be working for. Peacemaker season 2, like, are we going to have a fresh new lineup for, the Suicide Squad, if that potentially gets a sequel? Because I feel like you do a sequel to the Suicide Squad, because I feel like it was such a huge success. Now, granted, it came out at a bad time. It did. We were still very heavily involved in the pandemic, and I feel like it could have did so much more wonders if it would have released this year, if they would have delayed it just a little bit longer. Because look at Top Gun, $1.5 billion. And I'm not comparing the two. Critically, Top Gun, I heard, is a massively huge successful film, and I hope to see it sometime soon. But like I said, last year was a tough year for films coming out, But I really want to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. How do you feel about a Black Adam versus the Justice League versus the Suicide Squad? Do you think that's a little bit too ambitious right now for the DCU? Or should they think you really take it slow and, make a little bit more certainty with these characters and tell a little bit more storytelling and then evolve into something like that? Because that would be massive, you guys. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.